Joe Biden and President Trump are spending millions of dollars in places where Latino voters could make a big difference in the election. Think battleground states like Arizona and Florida. And the ads offer vastly different visions and messages to Latino voters. Turnout among Latinos could decide the presidential election. With less than 2 months before Election Day, both campaigns are increasingly competing across Spanish-language media markets to reach Latino voters in cities like Miami, Orlando, and Phoenix. Biden has spent nearly $6.8 million on Spanish-language TV ads compared with Trump's estimated $4.9 million since June. Both campaigns are using digital, radio, and television ads to reach young and older Latino voters in Spanish. In rare instances, they are using similar techniques with vastly different messages.
In Phoenix, Arizona, you have both campaigns targeting Latino voters by featuring Latino small business owners. So in a Biden campaign ad, you have a chef of a restaurant talking about how the pandemic has completely devastated her business.
Estoy batallando con quizás vender $800 al día, 1,000.
She talks about how the president failed to listen to experts and that he has failed to listen to science and has not shown up for small business owners like herself.
Señor Presidente, le queremos dar las gracias.
In an ad for the Trump campaign, you have a husband and wife duo who really just echo the message coming from the Trump campaign that Joe Biden is not a capable leader, and you have one of them saying,
Latinos tienen que votar por Trump.
Latinos have to vote for Trump.
In Florida, images of Latin American dictators are front and center.
Spanish and English both have the words progressive, progresista, and our respective political spectrums in the United States and in Latin America both have poles called left and right. To simply peg the Latin American left to the United States left or the Latin American right to the United States right, and to assume that all of the politics and policies are overlapping is a false equivalency.
Then there's this ad from the Trump campaign that uses an old photo of Biden smiling while meeting with Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro. Images of Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, Democratic Socialist, flash alongside communist leader Che Guevara. Extremistas, the ad declares. Extremist. So far, the Trump campaign has spent more than $223,000 airing Extremistas more than 1,000 times in Tampa, Miami, and Orlando markets.
I think it's a nasty question. You know you're a fake.
Biden's campaign has put out one ad in which it equates Trump to Latin American dictators. In Cacerolazo, named after a form of political protest by banging pots and pans, Trump's name appears alongside dictators like Chavez and Maduro.
In the Biden ad, linking Trump to Chavez and Maduro and to Castro, they're using things that Trump himself has actually said.
Today I have strongly recommended that we dominate the streets.
Those actually are his policies. They are very clearly linking through association Trump with those dictators.
The Biden campaign has put out ads in nearly twice as many media markets in more unique ads than Trump.
Part of the Biden campaign strategy is to really target and micro-target specific groups of the Latino electorate. And you see that by the way that they're using Puerto Rican, Cuban, and Mexican accents. That's a long-time strategy from the Democratic Party to really show that these groups are represented. And beyond using those accents, they are also featuring music from well-known superstars like reggaeton artist Bad Bunny and Mexican singer Alejandro Fernández.
The Biden campaign does seem to be sensitive to sociocultural, national origin, and linguistic differences in what is a very diverse Latinx electorate. I have not seen that type of ad from the Trump campaign, which doesn't mean that they're not there. But most of the stuff that I'm hearing on radio and seeing on television from the Trump campaign and from Republican PACs is really targeted to exploiting the political situation in Latin America.
When you look at how both campaigns are reaching out to Latino voters in battleground states where Latinos are a powerful electorate, you can really see how the Trump campaign has had a longer time to solidify his support. So for instance, in June of 2019, the campaign launched Latinos for Trump in Miami, Florida. Biden, on the other hand, has had to catch up after a competitive contest for the Democratic nomination.
Recent polling suggests Biden faces an uphill battle with Latinos in Florida. He is behind on Latino support compared to the share of the Latino vote Hillary Clinton received in 2016, according to exit polling. But Clinton still lost Florida. Trump's support among Latinos in the state has grown since 2016, from 35% to 41%. Latino voters are expected to be the largest voting bloc of color this year. Experts say the path to victory on November 3rd will mean winning a percentage of the Latino electorate.